Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence Roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today.
Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, direct response marketing expert, Seth Greene. Today, I am here with Alex D of an absolutely amazing business. Everybody's going to want to know about this, of onlineentrepreneur.academy.com. Alex, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So you've got an incredible story. You didn't just wake up one day and start a company that went to tens of millions of dollars. Let's go back in time a little bit. How did you get started?
Actually, it's really funny. I actually graduated, Seth, long time ago, but I graduated and I got hired and fired by a corporate company in the same week. So I want you to imagine, we literally went to school, got my master's. I was taught to get a good education, and I did. And then the very next thing is, a big, huge company basically decided to say the time wasn't right for them. So that allowed me to start looking at different things in the entrepreneurial world. And I went everything from network marketing to investing to losing a lot of capital during 2008 in the economy when that busted, to moving back in with my mom and that was literally 4 years ago, to now actually being able to be in the online world and just absolutely enjoying it. So it's been a tremendous ride.
Yeah, I bet you the longer version of that, if it hasn't already, could probably fill a book.
That's exactly what we're working on now.
Awesome. Well, we will be super excited for that, to get a hold of that when that comes out. All right. So tell me about the company that went to tens of millions and how you did it.
Sure. Well, so actually, as I mentioned to you, 5 years ago, I was at $462. Everyone's like, what's the big turnaround, right? So at that time, I actually I was overweight. I was just trying to get back on my feet again after losing pretty much all my capital. And fortunately, obviously when you're 39, don't have anything to go for you. What do? You decide this is the time to go, look for a wife, right? Of course.
Oh my God.
So I actually started writing out all my goals, studied a lot of Tony Robbins back then, ended up meeting the girl of my dreams, who's now my wife. And now I had what Tony Robbins calls as the pull motivation, right? Because we all have push motivation, but pull motivation is what's like something outside of you. Like, okay, I have to get my act together now.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately for me, Tony Robbins had an Unleash the Power event, happened to be in Dallas. I had no money to attend. I knew about a couple of platinum members who can give you free tickets, and they basically asked me to write an essay. So I wrote this long, elaborate essay to 3 of them, hoping I get this free ticket. And then what ended up happening was each one of them said, yeah, like nobody else wrote the essay, which was insane.
Oh my God.
I was the only one who turned one in.
So
that was a life-changing event. So after that, basically, you got a free coach after the event. And the guy said, listen, your family lives in Dallas, but you love California. You've always had one foot in Dallas and one in California. It's time for you to burn the boats and pick one. So I said, okay. So I decided to move to California. And sure enough, what does a guy do with $462 in his checking account? Moves back in with mom, right? So
my God.
In LA. My mom had a room above her condo. And of course, moms are always glad when you come back home, right? It's like, it's never a bad thing.
They love it. They love it.
They love it. You get the home cooked meals, but I'll never forget. I was sitting there. We had this room with literally no view. I had this cranky old air conditioner to just made a ton of noise, and literally a desk, I mean, a TV that was barely, you know, it's like a 17-inch screen. Had no cable, but I had this desk. I had this desk and a dream of just basically building a better life. And fortunately for me, within 2 months, I ended up getting a partner with 2 guys in the private equity space, which was great. So now I went from 0 to making 6 figures. And I will tell you,
jump right there.
Yeah, the biggest inspiring part to that was I started listening to things that were feeding my mind. So I started listening to Grant Cardone. And one of the biggest things I got from Grant, he said, you know, success is not your duty. It's not a choice. It's your duty or your obligation. So basically these thoughts, or I call success hacks, started filling in. So after that, what we decided to do was I got this job and it was great. But then, as you probably know, corporate job, this one I traveled 42 out of 52 weeks out of the year. I gained 30 pounds. So I went from this thing where I had no money to 6 figures, and you would have thought, like, you know, I would have been pretty happy, but I was actually pretty miserable because I was making a good, decent amount of money, but I didn't have any time to spend the people I was making the money for, right? So at that time, I basically decided, looking at the online space, we studied a lot of companies. What we do is we help companies go from 1 million to 5 million to 10 million and basically build out systems. And I just love the online space. So we got involved. We started looking at some things in the high ticket selling in the online arena. And I just loved it. I love the model. I love the fact of being able to not having huge inventory. We fund a lot of traditional businesses. And to me, it was really funny. We would fund companies $5 to $10 million, Seth, and you would think they'd be happy, but they weren't. They actually looked absolutely miserable on the day we gave them the money, because they realized it was like more overhead. Now I got to work more. I got to take on more stress. And so the online space was really the only thing I said I was moving away from it. And also, what's the one thing that continues to go up and up and up? The online space. So we started out, we built out systems that really came from what I had learned in the private equity space. And fortunately for us, I guess in the last 3 years, we've done, you know, over 8 figures and helped a lot of people learn about the online space.
That is an incredible journey. I got so many questions right there. So, I mean, we could talk about this for hours and hours. Can you give me an example? What are some of the biggest mistakes that you see online entrepreneurs making?
Sure. So one of the companies that we just now launched, because we started out in the online space and it was wonderful. But now what we noticed was the biggest missing piece of the ingredient is education, right? So I'll just give you a couple of them. So there's a few different ways that most people are able to make money online. The biggest, and I've interviewed, I would say, like literally over 1,000 successful entrepreneurs in the online space. I ask them the same question you just asked me, Seth, which is, what are the top 3, I call them hacks, or the top 3 biggest mistakes? Here's what they all said. They said, if I would have started, I wish I would have gotten started earlier. That's one. The second one is, when I got started, I wish I would have gotten a mentor. Like, that was the biggest one. Now, the ones that were successful, they attribute almost everything to the mentor. They're like, oh my God, Alex, it would have taken me 30 more years, but had it not been for a mentor, I did what I was trying to do in 10 years in 2, and I avoided the mistakes. The one that had all the problems at the beginning, they always said, look, I wished, Alex, I would have had a mentor at the beginning, so I would have avoided it. So mentorship is the biggest part. The second part, I love success hacks, right? Because I'm always looking for what's the deepest hack to a success, right? So I read over 3,000 books, 2,000 podcasts I've listened to. So I'm giving you literally the good stuff. So what is the deepest thing to getting results? It's called transformation. So I'm giving you like literally the thing. I would literally give you a 5-minute story, but I'm just gonna give you the hack, right? So transformation is basically when you fall in love with the process of what it takes more than you love the results itself, okay? So if you know that, how can you get transformation in an instant? The biggest way to do that is to have a community. And that is the #1 way where I've seen most people have success anywhere. So what does that mean? Why is community so important? Well, think about it. If you're gonna go work out and you wanna lose weight, what's the first thing you're gonna do? Most of the time you hire a coach, right? Or you hire a personal trainer, so that holds you accountable. And then most of the time you join some kind of a group or community where everyone's losing weight together. Why is that? So we can all go through this thing together. And in fact, the guy who wrote the juice book, right? He went and did this juicing, he lost a bunch of weight, and so did other people that did the book. But then 5 years later, this guy gained all his weight back. And he went back and said, what were the common hacks that made him successful while others weren't? And the biggest part was community. So the community, the Online Entrepreneurship Academy is what we launched. What we do is we have live courses that teach people about how to become an online entrepreneur. And there's 4 different ways, by the way. There's affiliate marketing, which is if somebody doesn't want to worry about any products and services and just wants to go market things that are already an offer that's selling, that's affiliate. The second one's similar to affiliate, but it's more where you use a product yourself and you want to market it to others and you want to make a residual on it. We call that online network marketing. And I call it online because people have heard of network marketing, but it's a different world today. In today's world, you can use online to do so many things. The third one is e-commerce, which is if you love to sell a physical product. That's the third success tier. And there's so many people. Amazon right now, guys, Amazon last 10 years gone from 10 billion to over $160 billion. That's a 16-to-1 return. Everyone buys stuff online. My wife, Ozzy, she never leaves the house anymore. I was like, we had to get set up for our last event. And I'm like, babe, did you order everything? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, where's everything? All I kept hearing was ding dong, ding dong, because everything was being delivered to our house. Yep. So none of us leave us. So e-commerce is a great way to be able to make money today. There's so many products and ways to be able to sell. And the fourth one is what I call the online marketing specialist, which is social media. So if you think about it today, a lot of us have been able to where do we spend most of our time? The old days, 20 years ago, Seth, you and I, what we used to do, we used to watch TV, right? Today, what is the new channels that we're listening to? YouTube. Facebook is a new talk show, right? Instagram is the new reality show. YouTube is our new sitcom. And when we want to shop, where do we go? We go Amazon, right? We spend over 5 hours a day on these different basic channels, right? So if we know that, wouldn't it be pretty cool for us to actually be able to go market on this thing and on these channels? So that is where people are being able to learn. And what we know right now is only 22% of businesses today market online. And yet that is where all their customers are, right?
So low. I would have thought it was so much higher given the dollar volume.
Right. So now let me tell you just a simple hack. So anybody that wants to be able to utilize it right now. So how could anybody get started today? And they will want it, let's say you want to replace your salary with 10 grand a month, okay? And you want to start online right now. Well, if you can learn just one of those channels, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, right? Here's a really simple hack, and I can teach this. You can go to any commercial shopping space. There's going to be 30 stores. And I bet you if you go ask every one of those people, hey, would you like to get more market exposure in online? You're going to get at least 5 of those clients that are going to pay you 2 grand a month for you to do the work for them. That's 10,000 a month that you just created out of thin air from something that the market needs demand from you being able to learn one skill set. And the reason why I talk about that, because our one concept is called financial certainty. So what does financial certainty mean? People talk about financial security, that's a myth. The financial security is what we were taught, which is go get a job, grow up, you're gonna get a 401k, an IRA, and then one day in the future, you're gonna be able to make money, right? The challenge was the same thing that I faced, and maybe you did too, Seth, was when the market crashed in 2008, it took away everyone's financial security with it, right? So what is today? What do we need to learn today that's going to give us that peace of mind, that security, that confidence we're looking for? And we call it financial certainty. So what's financial certainty? Financial certainty means that if you and I, or any of the listeners listening to you today, if you were to wake up tomorrow, you lost everything, like literally lost it overnight, you would be able to get up and start making money because you mastered one skill set that allows you to be able to make money on demand. And so what is that? That's online entrepreneurship. That's the 4 tiers that I just shared with you. So someone can basically learn those concepts, just one. And by the way, I mentioned 4 Ds that you don't have to learn the whole thing. You just got to learn one. This is what most people have been able to do it. And in that period of time, the reason why I love it is, I mentioned to you, I used to work like crazy hours. I now live at home in this beautiful house, which Laguna Hills, I know you guys can't see it, but Seth can take a tour here. This is my backyard here. I literally work here 12 hours a day. My wife is downstairs. If she ever needs anything, I can run down and help her. We have family that comes and visits us all the time. And the best part is I plan my business around my schedule. And there's no other model that allows you to do that than online entrepreneurship. So knowing that, and I think you just asked one question about the 3 common mistakes. So I'm sorry, I just went down on a tangent.
That's okay. I love the rant. That is awesome. Now I have to ask,
Sure.
because I see them in the background. I believe you have some 2 Comma Club awards hanging on your wall, or a 2 Comma X award hanging on your wall.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you the backstory on these. So for those of you who may or may not know, 2 Comma comes from a guy named Russell Brunson. He has a company called ClickFunnels. So when I first started online, I was just trying to learn the parts, and like just taking the exact same hack that I gave you. What is the biggest thing to get mentorship? So I went and researched, like, who's the best guy online that has integrity, like someone that I would want to emulate, that I could follow. And I found this guy who was in his 30s. He had 5 kids, and he had just crushed the online space. I'm like, okay, that's the guy. At the time, we were barely making 5 figures a month. He had this mastermind, and it was 25 grand, Seth. And at that time, like, that was a lot. So we were just making money. I needed cash flow for my business. But I said, you know what? I went to one of his courses, and I just wanted direct access to that guy. So what happened was we ended up signing up. I made a deal with the guy. I'm like, hey, I can't pay you the 25. I can pay you part of it. I can make monthly installments. And because of our vision, and the guys just basically said, you know what? I'll let you in. So I ended up getting in. I got one meeting, our first meeting with Russell. And his first idea to me was like, you know what? This is great. You should have an event. That first event, we did over $460,000 between me and my business partner. And that's what changed it around. So when people talk to me about mentorship, that's one of the reasons why, like, that totally exponentially grew our business. That one thing, that one little hack he gave me in a 30-minute meeting, by the way. So it's not always what you get. It's somebody who's been in the business for 15 years can sometimes look at your entire business model and give you exactly what you need. And that's what you're looking for, that shortcut, that hack, right? So over that period of time, we developed what he calls the 2 Comma Awards, which are made for businesses that do 7 figures. We've had 2 businesses do that, and we're actually close to breaking the 8-figure award. We're currently getting all the wonderful due diligence to basically get checked out for that. So the biggest hacks to that comes, again, it's in the online space, is get great mentorship, make sure you have a great community that allows you to have the transformation. And then the biggest part is just pick one thing that you focus on. There's going to be 100 people around you. They're going to have different models. Like I'm surrounded by people in the online space who do different things. That's great. Support each other, but find a thing that's uniquely that you are called to do. And I call that your drive. And then focus on that thing and make sure that you're not selling the most, but you're serving the most. And if you focus on that, you're always going to make money.
That is absolutely awesome. Fascinating story. Incredible history of business that you've built. I got page of notes here that are great. I greatly appreciate, one of which I think the 2 most important things for me, my 2 biggest takeaways for where we are in the growth of our large agency, fall in love with the process, because that has particularly been my weak point. And find a community. So love both of those. Lots of golden nuggets. Alex D, thank you so much. For everybody watching, everybody listening, go check out onlineentrepreneuracademy.com. There's your community right there. One more quick question. I know your time is super valuable. Is the Online Entrepreneur Academy for people who are just starting out, or can someone who's already achieved some level of success find a place or in a tribe there too?
That's an awesome question. You can tell you're dealing with an expert when you ask all the right questions here. So thanks, Seth. So here's the thing, guys. Here's what we did, because everyone always asks, so is this Online Entrepreneurship Academy for me? When you guys go on there, you're going to find a button that says the 14-day challenge. And so it's very simple. It's going to take you through the basics. So whether you're a beginner or maybe you're a business owner and you're like, how do I market online? Or how do I get someone that I can hire to market for me online? Whatever those things are, just go through it. It's a 14-day challenge, short segments. It gives you the nuts, the absolute things that you need. And in there, you'll find interviews of the 4 success tiers that I just mentioned. So whether you're brand new or you're intermediate and you've had some success and you're wanting to scale it, or maybe you're a business owner and wanting to outsource it, whatever those things are, it's going to have the solution for you. We call it the 14-day champions. And I believe the site is 14daychampionchallenge.com. You'll find that on there. You guys can go through, sign up. It's super easy. And guys, the videos are absolutely amazing. You're going to get what I call my last 10 years of learning in short 3 to 5 segment videos. That's going to give you exactly what you need.
Awesome. Super awesome interview. Thank you so much. Lots of golden nuggets there. Alex, the Online Entrepreneur Academy, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. We will see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.